a little lower than the angels. She made his costume, cutting down a white linen shirt and fitting it tight up around the neck. Nobody asked her to make it. She made all the costumes. It was one of her jobs. Her father left her with things for mending, like sheep leaves its wool on a fence in passing. She always had some piece of sewing stuck in her belt while she cooked. Preparing meals for the players was another one of her jobs. She washed down the horses if they started to look or smell disreputable. She also washed down Gabriel on the day he first played an angel. The ladder trembled as soon as he put one bare foot on it. He stood there, 1 foot up, 1 foot down, and watched the top of the ladder bounce against the rickety scenery. He was mesmerised. "Is that ladder nervous again?" said a quiet voice behind him. You'd think it would have stopped shaking by now, but no. Every time a new player steps foot on it, it starts to shake. Pay it no heed. And a green-gloved hand reached over his shoulder to hold the ladder firm. Gabriel turned and looked straight into Lucy's green-stained face, glistening with grease. A leather-forked tongue was clenched between his teeth, and his black hair was slicked down with water in front of a green knitted hood. Gabriel went up behind his cloud. All he could hear was his heart beating. Perhaps the audience had picked up on their stools and gone home. He was not sorry. After Izzy finished playing her recorder, it was her job to loosen off the ropes and allow the scenery cloud to flop forwards on their hinges, revealing God and all his angels. God and his angel. The cloud in front of Gabriel flopped down. He bent his knees, hoping to stay hidden. Ah! A long sentimental gust of female sighs burst from the audience. They were all faces, just a mass of white ovals like dishes of eggs. Viewed from so up high, their bodies were foreshortened and hidden by the faces in front. They looked so eager, so willing to be pleased. Gabriel put his flat trumpet to his lips and pretended to blow, and underneath the cart a shroom blew of nasal fanfare. His timing was so good it even startled Gabriel. Perhaps the small wooden area and its pulleys and flaps and tricks, taps and splinters and rags was magic after all. He saw the trees rise up off the stage and did not see how the ropes and pulleys that raised it. He began to know how God felt, looking down on creation on the seventh day, resting from making the world. It was all very good. There were 3 towns away from the mason. Gabriel had broken his apprentice's bond, and no one had hanged him or flogged him or thrown him into prison. In fact, the players did not seem to think it was important. They shared their food with him, they gave him a linen shirt to wear, and they never mentioned his girlish features, or his bush of hair, or the fact he was so small and puny for his age. All they wanted was for him to sit still as a stone, to be a piece of scenery, a decoration, like one of the stone angels. He watched as the mason carved up in the roof churches. It was so easy.